Hey on guys, a pretty late one here for our trades, just because with Teddy out with a few different things, and obviously there's so many options this week, I found it pretty difficult to lock those down, and I'm still not entirely sure, but let's go through this together. I have a couple of options that we'll go through, and they're in photo form in a second, but 9 trades we come with into this week and 585 in the bank. So there's so many options to go through. And if I was to keep the team just as is right now, then I would be short 1 for the week. So I do need to remove at least one of the deadwood. And that's going to be Blake Taff and or Valence Tafade. So those guys there are going to be, at least one of them are going to be coming out of the side. Teddy will keep in the side, guys. And I would suggest that you do the same. So yeah, where we're looking at some issues, obviously the mid position this week, we need someone to play in this one, and the next week we get Horsburgh and also JDB to return along with Tohu Harris and Hopgood. Fafita's obviously a pretty clear option this week. We're not sure how Isaiah Papali'i is going to go going forward here, so we want to make sure that our edge is really, really strong. We're not sure on the minutes for Hopgood as well, so Bateman seems to be the strongest edge at the moment. If we compare Bateman with our great man Dave Fafita, that's going to be awesome, and then we can use Hopgood as our looper, and obviously, looper between mid and edge, and then Isaiah Papali'i there. Hopefully he goes really well, and if he doesn't, then we have him as an option to move on. That's for sure, but yeah, where we're looking at an issue now is with Val being out, we just have the 2 centers in Manu and Penasini, so probably at this stage with that, I would just be looking to straight swap if we get an issue in the center position. In the wing fullbacks, we have Teddy out this week, but we also have Ponga, who can slot into there, and Drinkwater, which will come straight in there. And either Chance or Buller will be coming out of the side, I'd imagine, this week here, to facilitate some of those trades there, along with Jake Turpin. So halves were really, really set. So the question now is, what do we do with Cleary? Do we try and get him in? Or do we just go, okay, wait till one of these guys happens to be out for an injury or a suspension or something like that, or a bye in Johnston's case, and then we could use whatever extra cash we end up with to go to Cleary in that week, and maybe it's next week, maybe it's the week after, something like that. And just with Cleary, sort of, we're still not sure if he's going to be playing. And all the Panthers guys were unsure at this stage. So that's where a lot of the questions lie. But let's go to my potential trades. And I did ask around a little bit. I asked the great man Brenton, and he told me to go for this option. And I've asked a few others as well, Maddie and the like that I usually talk to. And there was one or two of them said the other option as well. So Turpin, Val, and Chance would net me King, Fafita, and DCE. That's one of the options. Probably my third best option right now as well. I actually think I ended up sending over the wrong one to my Facebook account to get it up. So the other one is Turpin, Val, and also Robson. And that will then bring in Robson will go to Grant. And that would be the play, guys. Sorry, this was the third option when I was just looking at DCE. So yeah, that's one of the potential options there, obviously. Let's jump back in there and go to secondary option, which we just went through. 1 second, is that first one there. Beautiful. All right, that's the 4 trade option. And it goes Turpin, Taff, Valence Tafade, and also Nickel Klukstad. And what this does is give me actually 18 players, and I can loop between Sandon Smith and also Brendan Hand. So the only issue here is that would leave me with 5 trades remaining, and causes some issues, obviously, with if I do want to try and get Cleary, I think that would be done unless we do happen to get some injuries to some really top players, and a cheapie or a couple of the top guys go down, and I can bring get 100k or 150k spare from one of the top guys to a mid-range type of player, or there is a cash out available in the last few weeks, I could use that downgrade to get to Cleary. So I really just think if I go for this one here, it makes me better for this week. It gives me a looper. We're kind of set up on all those fronts, but then it really pushes us away from getting Cleary. It really sets up every other position because it means I can hold on to Robson. So I have Grant and Robson combo. The front row forward is set. The edge is set. Halves is set. It just doesn't have Cleary in it. Center, we've got 2 decent players without the cover. And then wing fullback, we're going to be set with Teddy, with Drinkwater. And who else we got there? Whoever it is, I can't remember. But yeah, we'll show that in a second. Who is it? Bulla Ponga. Silly me. Sent through the wrong one. Sorry, but the other option is probably the likely option, because what I can do with the third one is I can go Val, Turpin, and also Robson. Leaves me about 85 to 90k in the bank to get Fafita, King, and also Grant, which is going to be cool. So it gets me 2 complete guns and a mid-range guy that's going to probably go up a little bit in value, hopefully score closer to that 45-50. And I don't have to use that extra one, which, the issue with this one, yes, it gives me another score this round to make 18, but it's that extra trade that, down to 5 with 7 rounds remaining, probably not ideal. So I think I will go for the other one and make that decision there. So yeah, let me know your thoughts around that. I'll finish off, making that decision in the next hour or so after I talk to the private group crew as well. Okay, so we look at this next one here in our people squad, and good news with this is that we have 2 trades done and in the book. So Osako stays in. We end up bringing in Harrison Graham, which is cool. And then Fafita. So Fafita and Graham, so the up and the down. We lose Buller, unfortunately, on that front. We do keep Val Tafade in this one, and we lose Simpkin. So the guys thought that the Val was the better hold, and we were able to either trade between Simpkin or Val, and the vote was to remove Simpkin from this, given that he's going to probably lose a little bit of cash, and could be that sort of AE, 10 or 15 nightmare kind of thing. So those 2 trades there allows us to actually loop between Sandon Smith and Graham, which is going to be cool. You're looking at our wing fullbacks in Garrick, Ponga, Drinkwater. Looks really, really solid, and I'm jealous of the people squad for having Garrick there. Hines is captain. Lemuelu is in that position there in the center, which is going to be fine. Bateman for feeder, no IPAP, which is actually good at this stage. Fisher Harris stays in the squad, and thankfully we didn't have to trade in a mid for this week. Already have Grant. We have Hopgood sitting in there, and we've obviously got Payne Haas on there. We don't have Jack DeBellin and don't have Horsburgh. We do have Jack DeBellin. We don't have Horsburgh. That obviously helps us the last 2 weeks. And we could look to make an upgrade in the midsection if we want, but we do have Payne Haas coming back. Moses will play, it looks like. And hopefully Osako can do really well in this one. But they do play the Panthers, so that will be very, very interesting. Preston stays on the side as well as our extra edge. A lot of us have IPAP and instead of Preston, or IPAP instead of Bateman or something like that. So that's where the people squad set up. I think that this is a good enough team, obviously with the loop as well, to be able to get into the top 1,000 this week, and I hope that they do. Let me know how you're going with your trades this week, and we'll catch you in the next video.